Hello and very warm welcome to Movie Flakes. After a long break, viewers were disappointed for inactive in publishing new videos. Well, we are back with full force and exploring new interesting series that will ease our fantastic viewers. So, sit tight as we review the program renewed by ABC in January 2022. However, the number of episodes for the upcoming season has not yet been disclosed. The season will probably consist of 18 episodes, each of which will last between 40 and 43 minutes. Grey's Anatomy spin-off Station 19 explores the lives of the firemen who operate at a fictional Seattle fire station. As they regularly put their lives in danger, the show focuses on their personal and professional lives. The drama is more fierce than ever as it enters its 6th season. While enjoying the firefighters' ball, the Station 19 crew is summoned as a disaster happens. Lee was much more understanding in tonight's Station 19 episode once he found himself on the victorious team. His person won the mayoral election, so he decided it was time to come clean about his love for Travis. Lee was Travis's date for the firefighters' ball after the two of them started dating. When Fergie sang "A Little Party Never Killed Nobody," well, was she ever incorrect? In the season 6 finale of Station 19, a series regular was bumped off, another was almost killed, and the life of a third had a big question mark hovering over it because of the firefighters' ball. Oh, and there was no entree either because the hotel's walls caught fire. The captain race seemed to go on forever, and this development had been in the works for an entire season. But as soon as Ross gave her the thumbs up on Station 19 Season 6 Episode 18, she was put to the test at the firefighters' ball. With some relationships growing and others entirely disintegrating, unanticipated devastating deaths, betrayals, and that unsettling Jack cliffhanger, it was a strong conclusion. We should have anticipated that things would not go at anything close to according to plan, with the staff taking the evening off and getting dressed up for a lavish event that celebrated one of their own. Like an adult prom, there were fights, improper makeout sessions, betrayals, and other things going on. It was a complete wonderful hot mess. We should have anticipated that things would not go at anything close to according to plan, with the staff taking the evening off and getting dressed up for a lavish event that celebrated one of their own. Like an adult prom, there were fights, improper makeout sessions, betrayals, and other things going on. It was a complete wonderful hot mess, before things got serious when an electrical problem in the walls and the dance floor fell out. It turned out to be the ideal venue to let all of the personal turmoil out. Because, let's face it, Andy, Drew, and Jack had established that the setting didn't meet code requirements. There were electrical difficulties, smoke in the walls, and foundation issues. It made no sense for a room full of firefighters to continue with the ceremony. You owe me, Andy. You first led me on after seducing me. Not only was the fact that this place seemed like a death trap waiting to happen downplayed, or that there was a noticeable disconnect between the two hot firefighters hacking away at a wall in their formal attire and the rest of the party, but everyone raucously carried on with all that stomping that was passed off as dancing was ridiculous. However, it is still intended to be entertaining. Station 19 Season 6 Episode 18, Captain at Last. Ross telling Andy her choice in the middle of the celebration was unexpected. It was a bad idea to do it. The story would have traveled throughout the party, and what a way to ruin someone's nice evening. Deep down, Natasha must enjoy a big mess. In hindsight, she's trifling for that, but also, obviously, we were here for the mess. It was never going to be me. You and her have a thing. The irony of this situation was that Andy spent a while combating the idea that she would only get places in her career because of nepotism due to her father. She's had to constantly prove what she's capable of and that she's her own woman. And after all that, Ross names her captain. And Andy still has to deal with Theo and others potentially, claiming that she only got the position because of her special bond with Ross or because of politics or a social agenda. She was trivial for it in retrospect, but we were obviously present for the chaos. Never was I going to be the one. You two are involved. Permalink. Theo, never was I going to be the one. You two are involved. The irony of the circumstance was that Andy battled for a while the notion that she would only advance in her job through nepotism brought on by her father. She has had to demonstrate her abilities and independence on a regular basis. Ross then appoints Andy as her captain, and Andy still has to deal with Theo and possibly other people. She was trivial for it in retrospect, but we were obviously present for the chaos. Never was I going to be the one. You two are involved. Permalink. Theo, never was I going to be the one. You two are involved. The irony of the circumstance was that Andy battled for a while the notion that she would only advance in her job through nepotism brought on by her father. She has had to demonstrate her abilities and independence on a regular basis. Ross then appoints Andy as her captain, and Andy still has to deal with Theo and possibly other people. stating that she only obtained the position due to her unique relationship with Ross, politics, or a social agenda. 18th episode of Season 6 of Station 19's Befriending the Mayor. It is essentially intended for her to always face charges and rumors that she didn't obtain the position honestly. But isn't that how it always goes? It doesn't feel right that we received an answer so soon after Ross admitted that none of the three were prepared for the post or had demonstrated their ability, even though one might have wanted them to pick a captain in order to forward that particular storyline. With his prank involving Andy and Theo, Sullivan was too divisive, causing conflict among the group rather than fostering unity. Theo has been so careful that he is unable to make the difficult choices, putting more people in danger and killing morale. Personality changes. Episode 18 of Season 6 of Station 19. Andy demonstrated that she was too rash, unable of deferring to authority, and that her impulsivity wasn't ideal either. Nevertheless, it's worth celebrating, and despite her occasional flaws, we've witnessed how much she has improved over the previous few seasons, becoming a capable leader. And for this reason, Natasha's decision to tell Andy and Sullivan about it in the middle of a party was too complicated. Honoring her husband. Episode 18 of Season 6 of Station 19. She was practically inviting people to come out and express themselves. While trying to celebrate while Sullivan and Theo were there, Andy struggled to maintain proper behavior. Vic was unable to express her happiness for her friend without endangering Theo further. It's possible that they are choosing to explore anything with Theo given the nature of the narratives they have examined this season. From Jack and Maya to Beckett. I'd like to think that Theo's abrupt transformation into an asshole was planned, and next season, we can anticipate a more in-depth examination of his problems. Episode 18 of Season 6 of Station 19 is titled We Were on a Break, because if it is not, Theo has undergone a complete personality shift and is on the verge of being beyond redemption. As things stand, Theo is in the role of an emotional and verbal abuser in his relationship with Vic, which is worrisome. What's alarming about this storyline's turn is that we can't say for sure when the switch flipped for him or what particularly set it off. Vic and Theo are currently in a textbook abusive, toxic relationship, which is both frightening and uncannily accurate, and no one, including them, feels aware of it. Vic has experienced Theo's disdain, constant cutting down, lack of communication, shut down, belittling, and gaslighting, as well as his explosive and volatile behavior. Tall. Station 19 Season 6 Episode 18 of Beauty and Grace. His incessant, caustic remarks, the way he always reacts angrily to her when she speaks, and the way he always places the responsibility for everything on her are so upsetting and frightening that no one observes them or recognizes them for what they are beyond a couple having a fight. Vic has also overcompensated in reaction to every comment or problem. She spent a lot of time attempting to comfort and reassure him, only to realize that she was never encouraging. She's made it her responsibility to avoid agitating him and to intervene when he does. She makes excuses when she shouldn't, puts his feelings above her own, unconsciously gives in, and more. For whatever reason, Vic makes Theo feel inadequate and insecure, which causes him to flip around and treat her badly. 18th episode of Season 6 of Smoking Hot is on Station 19. And what's been even worse is that none of their friends seem to have noticed because every one of them is too busy dealing with their own problems. A pleasant change from what we had previously witnessed was Vic finally having enough, and somewhat calling Theo out on his behavior. However, this caused them to argue, with Kate interfering and generally being a bother. After their argument, they left the question of whether to break up open-ended without a definitive response. Theo then went and transformed himself into the Ross Geller of Station 19 by having some We Were on a Break make-out time with Thirsty, Kate's planned pick-me, in the coat room. Jack's breakdown at the end of the hour broke my heart for many reasons, not the least of which is that I desperately needed to see him kick Theo in the behind. Although Theo handled Vic and Jack's grieving kiss after Dean's death better than others, as of right now, we have nothing to hold on to make us able to tolerate Theo's acts. Until Jack noticed him, he didn't even stop what he was doing. Vic needed help, and if this is Theo's, that's good. But he won't let her help him in any way and keeps using her as his emotional target. Vic deserves far better right now as things stand. Studying Theo's downfall is important. Can any of you picture treating Vic so horribly when she spent the entire evening looking like that? She was gorgeous and served as a vintage bombshell. Imagine having a disastrous date with Vic the Flashy. One of the more interesting moments was when Vic and Sullivan began to talk about their difficult relationships. This served as further evidence that Vic has chemistry with everyone and improves people simply by being around them. The girl is enchanted. Speaking of terrible situations, it was extremely annoying and didn't reflect Ross' character well to have a lovely, confident, strong Ross practically pleading with Sullivan to love her back. It makes sense that they try to make her appear more vulnerable so that Sully can see the softer side of her that she tries to hide in other areas. Kate included in that. Dixon's demise is the simplest to swallow in this climax with 4 individuals in danger. But even so, it's surprisingly difficult. Fans of Station 19, it's your turn. Are you still in shock with the conclusion? Were you shocked by who passed away? Will Jack survive? What do you think of Theo? Enter your comments. If you like video, don't forget to hit the like button, comments, and subscribe for more videos.